It's Therapy Thursday. What's your personal parenting style and why does it matter? Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Joel Doty with Lake Area Counseling. As a family therapist, I talk to a lot of parents who are wondering if they're parenting their children effectively. Are they being too strict or are they being too lenient? And they ask me, what's the balance between giving their child autonomy and trust versus keeping certain boundaries in place and checking the phone every night before bed or monitoring their peer group or etc., etc. These can be difficult questions, of course, and there are so many variables that are involved in successfully raising a child through adolescence into adulthood. But fortunately, psychological research has identified 4 specific parenting styles which relate to certain outcomes in our kids. And as a rule, as we raise our kids, we as parents will generally use one of these 4 parenting approaches in raising our kids. And longitudinal research has shown which one of these 4 approaches works best, and I'm going to be sharing with you that research today. The first parenting style, and perhaps the most damaging to kids, is the uninvolved or neglectful parenting style. This is the parent who has pretty much abandoned his or her child, whether it be physically or emotionally, and this parent has left the kid to basically raise themselves. This parent is neglectful, detached, barely speaks to the child, maybe provides the physical needs, but almost always, certainly, the emotional needs are unmet. And this leads to some pretty bad outcomes in kids. Kids raised by neglectful or uninvolved parents often have low self-esteem, they lack self-confidence, they often hate themselves, and they relate poorly to others. They often hide their feelings and are emotionally dysregulated. They are withdrawn, disrespectful, distrustful, and perform poorly in school. And in my counseling practice, I've often found that neglectful parents don't want to be uninvolved, but a lot of times there are addiction issues or abuse issues from that parent's childhood, which makes relating to their child very difficult, if not impossible. So these parents, because of their own abusive history, will often shut down, usually from everything and everyone, and that includes their kids. The second parenting style is the authoritarian parent. This is the controlling, dominating, often manipulative parent who exercises complete and total authority over his or her kids. This parent uses threats, severe consequences, physical anger, physical punishment in trying to parent the child. This parent is often critical and condescending, often abusive, and the outcomes for this type of parenting are also very poor. Children with authoritarian parents have low self-esteem, they are mistrustful of others, they have poor social skills, they are prone, unsurprisingly, to anger outbursts, as their own parents were, and they often shut down and are depressed and have difficulty concentrating. These kids, in the long term, are usually very poor performers, average at best. They normally don't excel in school. And the third type of parenting style is the permissive parent. This is the parenting style that most kids think they want, because this parent is more of a friend than an authority figure. The permissive parent lets the kid do pretty much whatever he or she wants and gives little oversight or rule enforcement. I've frequently heard this parent say, I don't care if my teenager drinks a little alcohol as long as he or she does it under my roof so I know what's going on. The outcome for these kids with permissive parents are often negative as well. Though permissive parenting may bring a higher sense of self-esteem in some of these kids, these children tend to be less responsible, more impulsive, and have trouble keeping friends in the long term. These kids are also fairly low achievers because they aren't encouraged to excel in sports or school or any extracurricular activities because the permissive parent has told them, do whatever makes you happy. The final and most effective parenting style is the authoritative parent. This is the parent who is involved, who is a good communicator, who gives appropriate discipline and enforces good boundaries without being a control freak. The authoritative parent may not always be the most popular parent because he or she makes sure the rules are followed, but that parent clearly defines the consequences for the action of the child. The authoritative parent is a superb negotiator, and particularly as the child gets older, finds ways to compromise and give the child more responsibility for their actions and kind of help set the consequences. This parent finds a way to empower his or her child as they grow to make the correct decisions with gentle but firm guidance. If you're having trouble in your parenting style, I encourage you to reach out to us here at Lake Area Counseling. Or maybe you are having trouble with your teenager and you need a little help. We're always available. We believe it's never too late to bring hope and healing to all your relationships. Until next time, I'm Joel Doherty, and we'll see you again soon.